Hello to all my beautiful viewers out there. Today, unfortunately, I feel really bad about this. So today we've got to talk about a collection that has already released. I would have covered it when it dropped, but because of the nature of the brands that did this collection, it's kind of hard to stay in tune and in track with when they release collections. And what I'm talking about is more specifically KITH. When KITH does releases, excluding their like fall, winter, and spring, summer collections, when they do collabs, when they do Monday program releases, they always release the information like less than 24 hours before the collection actually drops. It's very much like Antisocial Social Club, like we talk about on the channel as well. So what we're going to be talking about today was a collection that I unfortunately didn't cover before it was released, but I think that it's a good enough collection for us to cover today. So the collection that we're going to be covering today is the KITH NemeN collection. So yes, the release details for this collection came out on January 9th, and then I think the actual collection dropped on January 10th. Now, normally when we talk about KITH collections, I like to go to the actual KITH official store and go over it there. The only issue with this collection is that I don't know a lot about the brand that they're collaborating with. The brand that I think is pronounced NemeN. Nemen. I think that's how it's pronounced, but a lot of streetwear brands and stuff are not pronounced how they are spelt. It's usually pronounced in some exotic way. So I could be mispronouncing it totally incorrectly. If you do know the brand and you do know how it's pronounced, and if I am pronouncing it incorrectly, please correct me in that comment section below, because I've never heard of the brand. That's not to say the brand is a small-time brand or, you know, a brand that we shouldn't even discuss. It's just that maybe I'm super out of touch, but I just have not heard of them before. And I would like to dive into this collection that they have done with KITH so I can educate myself. So if you don't know who they are, you can educate yourself on it. So that's why I'm not going over the actual store page that KITH has got for this collection. Instead, I'm going to be going over a Hypebeast article in the hopes that Hypebeast kind of explains what NemeN is, because I personally don't know what NemeN is, unfortunately. Sorry to anyone that is watching that is a NemeN fan. I'm just, yeah, sorry, just not in tune with it. So either way, what we will do is we will go over, as I said, the Hypebeast article and hope that it explains what NemeN is as a brand. And then obviously, I mean, of course, it'll explain the collection and everything to do with that collection and everything in the collection. So there's no stress about that, but I'm hoping that it explains what NemeN is. We know what KITH is. KITH is a lifestyle brand run by Ronnie Feig. And, you know, he's pretty big in the streetwear world. We all know who he is. I don't think KITH really needs a big introduction, but I think NemeN, I'm hoping that if they explain it in the Hypebeast article, then we'll get to know who they are, and then hopefully maybe we'll even follow their collections further down the track. Maybe I'll do more NemeN videos in the future. Who knows? We'll have to see. But without further ado, we should jump over to the Hypebeast article and have a look what the Hypebeast article has to say about this already released collection between KITH and NemeN. And here we are. So just looking at the actual spelling of what I assume is NemeN, I am double pronouncing the M, which could be incorrect because there's only one M. So it could just be NemeN or NemeN. It could be either one. I honestly don't know. As I said, if you do know how to pronounce it, let me know in that comment section below, because I am a little bit confused. But let's go over the collection and hopefully see what this brand is all about. And I just got to say, from the first two images that we get to see, this is a cool concept. I like the idea that instead of going with a traditional puffer jacket, they've added a color style that isn't traditionally on puffer jackets, which is tie-dye. Now, as you may or may not know, tie-dye is very popular amongst like cotton things, like cotton shirts, cotton hoodies, things like that. So having it on something that isn't traditionally done, like this bomber jacket here, this down jacket here, I think it's a cool added touch. It's a nice little spice of color to usually a piece of clothing that doesn't get a lot of color. But anyway, we should go into this article and have a look. I should stop dribbling over these first two images, and maybe there'll be more to the collection that'll actually appeal to me. So, KITH and I'm going to assume, I mean, it could be NemeN. It could be NemeN. Man. Either way, tie-dye capsule is an experimentation with color. I mean, I'll say, look at this. This is absolutely wild. featuring a triple dyeing technique that makes for one of a kind garments. I would say so. I mean, look at this different color, because usually when you tie-dye, it's usually focused around 2 colors, but this, man, this is crazy. This has got splashes of red, splashes of blue, splashes of this dark, I guess, black, or like ink color, I would say. Crazy. Let's have a look. So, New York-based retailer meets KITH brand has teamed up with the Italian technical apparel and design brand NemeN. Okay, so it's Italian. Okay, well, you learn more every day by reading the articles, guys. For a tie-dye capsule consisting of a range of outerwear, pants, and accessories. The first release of 2020 season for both brands. Oh, there you go. I didn't actually think about that. So early on in the year, it would be the first release for KITH. There you go. The 7-piece capsule showcases the Italian brand's innovation pedigree that blends science and fashion into one. Don't we just love that? A little bit of science, a little bit of fashion, come together. You get Dexter's Laboratory in a clothing piece. Within the collection, a variety of standout pieces are exemplified, including a tie-dye down jacket, blade jacket, okay, that sounds kind of funky, X-Light guard vest, oh, that could be kind of cool, Futura, I can never say this, Futura kimono, Stark track pants, and a tie-dye goose down hood. NemeN's creator, Leonardo Fazzolo, wished to explore the long-standing history of the dyeing technique by imbuing it with the brand's modern use of synthetic fibers. With both Ronnie Feig and Fazzolo choosing to douse each piece with various color combinations. Both the tie-dye goose down jacket and blade jacket each are made with up to 2 to 3 different colors, dyed up to 3 times to solidify the head-turning look. Dyed up to 3 times. So to me, that screams already. I mean, okay, hearing that the brand is Italian already screams expensive to me. Hearing that that the colors on the pieces had to be applied 3 times to get that final look just makes me think even more expensive. And on down jackets in general, super expensive. So all I'm hearing is price tag, price tag, price tag. Maybe I should stay away from this collection. I probably won't even have the money to buy pieces from this collection. This triple dye technique results in a superlative end result with an unparalleled color radiance, and due to the individual characteristics of each dyeing process, every single jacket becomes singularly unique. Okay, so no jacket's the same, because they have to dye it 3 times for each jacket differently. You get a different jacket each time, which is cool, because that means you could get patterns and shapes that appear on one jacket that you'll never get on a different jacket. And I suppose for a... oh, go away, hypebeast. I suppose for us in the streetwear world, where we love to focus on pieces that are unique, ones of ones, you know, that basically separate us from the crowd, I think this collection here will appeal to a lot of people that really want to, you know, push themselves out of the norm and look really different compared to everyone else. So, I mean, I don't know. Let me know if you've picked up any of the pieces from this collection, and if that was your goal, if you wanted to pick up pieces from this collection because you wanted to stand out. Let me know. Let me know. Fazzolo shared the tie-dye down jacket is equally reversible, featuring a 100% nylon silk touch shell. Ooh, nylon silk touch. That is gonna be smooth. That is, oh, you're gonna wear that and it's not even gonna feel like you're gonna wear it at all. Further stuffed with 9010. Now, I don't know a lot about down jackets, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you guys know that I don't usually dive into down jackets too much. They're just a little bit too thick for me. They just don't work with my aesthetic. So I'm not hugely into the technical side of what makes a good down jacket or not. All I know is that a high ratio, from what I've heard, from what I've read, I could be wrong, a high ratio is always a good sign of good quality. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a bunch of down jacket nerds watching this right now that could be just like, what is this idiot talking about? And you could be 100% correct. But from what I have heard, a good high ratio is always a good indicator of a good quality. But if you're a down jacket nerd and you love your goose down and everything and you want to prove me wrong, shout at me on Instagram, shout at me on Twitter, shout at me in the comment section, whatever. I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong. As I said, I don't know a lot about down jackets. I've only dabbled a little bit into it, and from what I've seen, a high ratio is a good thing. So If I'm wrong, let me know. 9010 goose down and finished with a water repellent treatment. So I assume that's on the outer layer in order to make obviously it a lot more water weatherproof. That's good. Can't ever say no to that. The X-Lite guard vest, which has been crafted from custom engineering lightweight nylon, featuring a 3D pocket construction and contrasting black taping. Rounding out the capsule are the Futura kimono and the Stark track pants, both made from custom high-density nylon. All garments from the range have been produced in Italy. Oh my god, I was speaking about price tag, price tag, price tag. Let's just make it price tag number 4. Woo, gonna be expensive. And have been marked by a unique KITH X NemeN jacquard woven nylon black lanyard and zipper puller, as well as custom branded armbands characteristic of the Italian brand's design. Excuse me. You can take a look at the capsule above. The pieces will arrive at KITH's web store on January 10th, 11 AM Eastern Standard Time. So as I said, this article, I'm pretty sure it says over here somewhere, yes. This article was written on the 9th, the day before the collection dropped, and then on the 10th at 11 AM Eastern Standard Time it dropped. So you can pick it up. Tell you what, I'll make it nice and easy for you. There will be a link in the description section below for you guys to check out the collection if any of the pieces are still available. But judging from the 4 price tag markers that I was, looking at here, I don't think this is going to be sold out. But in saying that, there are a lot of rich people out there, so it could totally be sold out. But it sounds like a very expensive collection. Now, we have the lookbook, as always, above, and then it looks like we've got the pieces in the collection below. We might as well just skim through the lookbook, have a little look at what we've got. So obviously we've got one of the jackets here, the one that I noticed straight away. I like the use of color on this, the light blue, the luscious, like, I wouldn't say blood red, it's a little bit too light for that. I don't know what type of red that would be. And then the use of the ink color. It's not black, it's not navy, it's kind of in between. It's kind of that ink color, you know, that iconic color from an ink pen. I'm not feeling this color too much. The colors don't pop as well. The use of color is really cool. I like the actual technique of the dye over the top of it. It looks really, really crazy, but I just don't think that this color would be for me. It's a lot more toned down, so maybe it'll appeal to a lot of you guys. As you can see, the lookbook, the model that is in the lookbook here is styling it with black pants, black hoodie, black beanie, and letting the jacket do the talking. That would be my approach on buying any of the jackets from this collection, because of this loud use of dyeing technique on it, which, you know, really brings out the colors. You would want to keep it nice and, sweet and simple on all the layers underneath, because you wouldn't want the loudness to be combated by loud pieces underneath. So keeping it with just a black beanie, a black hoodie, black pants, and then just letting the jacket do the talking, it's a smart way to handle it. And honestly, with the armband, the black with the black, works very, very well. I'm going to say the lookbook, they always do really nice style options in KITH lookbooks, I got to say. So this is the other jacket, I assume, or this might be the vest, I want to say. It's hard to tell from the lookbook. Like, here's obviously the dyeing technique, but what's it connected to? Is it connected to the blue, or is the red and blue one piece? It looks like it's one piece because the armband's connecting to it. I'm a little bit confused. I'm keen to go into the actual pieces below so I can understand what it is. Oh, that's a nice jacket. I like the use of color on that. Also, the massive zipper. That's kind of a cool addition. I like accentuated zippers, you know, large zippers. I think that looks really cool. And yeah, the use of color on this is actually really crazy. That's really awesome. And that's all we really get to see in lookbook. Let's have a look at the pieces below. So there's the 2, I assume, down jackets, I want to say. We'll keep going through. Are these better? Yeah, it's better images of them on the inside. Wow. That's, I mean, that could be the down jacket. Are these the other ones that they were specifying? What were they calling them? The X-Lite guard. Oh, no, sorry. The blade jacket. I'm trying to find out which ones are the blade jackets. Oh no, maybe these are the blade jackets. Oh my god, maybe I'm just getting super confused. Either way, I'm just mesmerized by these color choices though. I love the color choices on this one though. Like, wow. I kind of like it without the hood though. That actually looks really nice. Again though, these are going to be expensive. I'm going to assume these are going to be like thousands of dollars. I'm going to assume that's the case. Okay, so maybe these are the blade jackets. Because these are not filled with down, you can see, because they're a lot thinner. They're not like, where is it, we'll go back, these, where these are obviously filled with down because they look chonky, you know, they look like Michelin Man's bloody aesthetic. Yeah, I think this is, oh, Dodoi. It would be the X-Blade, here it is here. So there's the X-Blade, sorry, the Blade jacket, and then there's the vest over the top of it. Right, I get it now. God, I'm so confused with these pieces. There, yeah, there we go. There's the vest. That's a nice vest. It's got some nice color to it. Oh, the pants. Yeah, I wasn't even focusing on the pants at all. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we also get, that wouldn't be the kimono, would it? No. 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 Couldn't be. Well, either way, whatever it is, these are all the pieces from the actual collection itself. I'd probably say, as much as I love these toned down pieces where there's not a lot of color going on, if I was to spend the money and if I was to go for something for this collection with this quality, I think I'd probably pick up the down jacket, man, because this is just like crazy. This is, I mean, the worst part is that if each jacket is different, when you buy it from the KITH web store, you're just going to be buying the jacket and then they'll send one that's your size. You won't actually get to have a look at the color or what it looks like until it arrives. So I think buying them off the secondary market would be a lot more beneficial for you, because then you would get to see like what the color is, if there's any cool shapes that appear on the actual piece. Because as I'm saying, if you buy it from KITH, you're just going to get your size and they're just going to send you a random one. You're not going to be guaranteed a good one, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you might get one that has like large amounts of red and not huge amounts of blue. Get what I mean? It's randomized when you buy it from KITH, but if you buy it from someone who's already bought it, like off Grailed or something, then you'll be able to view the colors. So I don't know, maybe I'd consider waiting on the secondary market to see what they'd go for, because they might actually go for less, because the retail price is obviously going to be super high, or maybe they'll actually have some resale value on them and they might actually go for a lot. But that is the whole collection. Unfortunately, there's no retail prices specified here, but they would be on they'd be on obviously KITH's website. Duh, how is he going to pay for it? But yeah, I thought I would just mention this collection. I totally didn't even think about that this would be KITH's first release of 2020. It's a pretty cool collection. It's not really for me per se. As I said in this video, as I've said in many videos, down jackets just aren't my thing. But I wanted to talk about it because it's KITH, and we love talking about KITH on the channel. And I wanted to talk about it because they were collabing with a brand that I had personally never heard of before. I don't know if they've collaborated in the past, but they could have. I honestly don't know. I've only been paying attention to KITH's releases over the past probably year or so, maybe a little bit longer, mainly due to the channel. But yeah, no, this is a very cool collection. Very cool collection. Not for me. Not the only piece that I'd probably be interested in going for is this first one that we saw here. But I don't even know if I would wear that a lot, mainly because, you know, I've expressed before, my country is on fire. It is too hot down here. I'm struggling wearing just this hoodie, honestly. I don't think I'd be able to wear a down jacket for a couple months until it hits, you know, fall winter, or in our case, autumn winter. But yeah, let me know how you feel about it, guys. How do you feel about this KITH collection? Are there any pieces that you really like? What's your favorite piece? Are you balling enough to pick up any of these pieces? And if so, which piece are you looking to pick up? Which one's your favorite? I'm so sorry that I didn't cover it before its release, but I'll work on that next time they do another collection, and hopefully I'll be able to cover it before it releases. But let me know how you feel about this whole collection in the comment section below. And that's it. I know, I wish I could have talked about it more, but I'm not really in tune with NemeN, or however you pronounce it. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I just don't know the brand. I've never heard of them before. I don't actually know a lot of Italian brands, so this one's a new one for me. Yeah, it was a very cool collection though. There weren't too many pieces that I was keen on, not because of the dyeing techniques, but because of the pieces they chose. For winter, for my winter aesthetic, it's hoodies and overcoats and like bomber jackets and stuff. It's not really down jackets. I'm not really a part of that aesthetic, but I thought I would talk about it on the channel because a lot of you love KITH, and a lot of you might be interested in picking up some of the pieces, which if you are, let me know in that comment section below. Come shout at me on Instagram, come shout at me on Twitter, come shout at me in that comment section below. Let me know which ones you're feeling. Are you feeling any of the down jackets, anything like that? Let me know in that comment section below, guys. If you do want to shout at me at those socials, the socials will be down below, as always, in the description section, as well as the actual store page and Hypebeast article for you guys to browse the pieces. That has been the KITH NemeN collection of 2020, the first collection that KITH has released this year. I'll be looking forward to cover the next KITH releases, and hopefully I'll be able to cover them on time. So until the next streetwear video, guys, until the next KITH video, until the next sneaker video, I'll catch you later.